And heck yeah, man, Frosty would be proud. Where is Frosty? I want to show off for his sake. EX. What? What happened? Can I do it? What? What? What just happened?
On the game.
Yeah, right? Ducky's
F. Or X Factor, whatever you want
X
to call
Factor
it.
mode, yeah, right? It's basically X Factor. And yeah, you lose it at the end of the round there.
Okay, well there you go. Okay, whiskey something. Got it. Oh, I love that!
Do it again.
Yeah.
Didn't get the third, gets punished for
Okay,
it. But
cool.
hey,
Oh.
we got Urian.
Yeah, exactly. Into the command grab. Yellow.
Yeah, it is.
Hey,
That
here we
one should
go.
actually be in willow kill, yeah. Oh, dropped it. Forced to use burst. Did he just combo off burst?
Combo off first.
Oh.
Oh, nice, hit me. Yeah.
Oh, what?
Oh,
Wait,
what?
why did you get the combo off that?
Why did I get to combo off of that? Yo. What is even happening here? How am I still flipping? Yo, that was dope. If I can figure out how to repeat that intentionally. Did I get him? Yo, I think I snaked him at the end. Nah, fuck that. There we go. We got it. We got it. So, if you get the Morning Star, these guys... At least it wasn't her command grab. Okay. There we go. Rain into super. Come on. Yes! Yes! We got the rage quit. Fucking A. Hey, man. I didn't quit out on you and you took your first set. Heck yeah! Caught him on the way down. I think that's just her grab. Yep. Is that a different one? It is. Oh, it's like a proper grapple. Oh, that's really cool. Oh. Let me form an entire coherent thought. In order to save yourself some time when you're traveling up here with Rush, as soon as you transition through the screen, fire off Rush and then continue climbing up and jump. He gets called down and stops when he meets the level that Mega Man is at, right? So, for example, if I climb up, call him, he'll come down right to there. See, I'm too low. But if I call him and I jump, he'll appear wherever he meets me. So it like splits the difference. He starts traveling down quicker, and you can hop up to meet him to, you know, shave off a few frames.
Finals, Turbo Taco as Shadow versus Dak as Sean. Dak sitting on winner's side there, so Taco needs to win themselves 2 sets. With some friends and let's, you know, push some buttons, and then you're like, oh, it's also like the 3 best players in the game who want to go out and do their best. There we are. Fuck out! Get out of here! Come on! Being pushed back right there, right? Her teleport can't even teleport in.
Oh, no, look at that!
Unless you sneak in from behind.
So nice.
This is a game where people have wild abilities like forcing you to be at full screen just by holding 2 buttons down. And then you gotta deal with this nonsense. If you don't have a move that moves you, gives you like forward momentum,
Oh, no, look at that!
Nice.
The sneaky throw. That was
you can't pull
so
that off.
nice.
So you whiff the move twice. They never expect you to not whiff it the 3rd time.
Yeah, yeah. Sneaky.
But here we are.
Back when Leaf came out, they were the only character in the game that had ground bounces. It was a unique mechanic for them. And then Mono just went back and retroactively added it to everything else.
Yeah, I was like, no, everyone else deserves them too. Nice, great throw, big damage, no wall splat though, but gets the pickup. There's the wall splat.
No kill. Oh,
There it is.
2-2.
Hello everybody, how's it going? Happy Niche Fighter Monday. Yo, happy anniversary, babe. It's been 5 years. We've had a lovely long-term relationship going on here. And I just wanted to say I appreciate you all. Happy 5 years of Niche Fighter Monday, everybody. It is kind of wild to think. What's going on, Arya? How you doing? Man. Five years. Quiche Fighter Monday. You know, that makes me very happy, Tom. I was literally just thinking about this outside where I was like, when I got started with Niche Fighter Monday, why did I decide to call it that? And part of my reason was I was so tired of people pronouncing it niche. It's right. It's like, oh, you're in a particular niche. And I'm like, it's a niche, right? Niche, like quiche. And Mrs. MKL rightfully pointed out that people also don't know how to pronounce quiche or spell it based on whether you read it or hear it. So that's probably not helpful. Quiche Fighter Monday. We enjoy a good quiche Lorraine or Florentin. It's delicious. There is a subtle difference, but man, niche was it's one of my pet peeves. Like, I don't know. I don't know. That's always that's always been a thing. So I was like, no, I'll call it Niche Fighter Monday, and then I'll say it all the time, and everyone will have to then learn that it's niche and not niche. Yeah. See, is it not just a loan word? Perhaps, I mean, what do I know? I suppose different enunciations or pronunciations have evolved. But dag nabbit, it's Niche Fighter Monday. So this has been interesting. Like I've been thinking about this. We're just gonna have a low key Niche Fighter Monday. Like the to the date, the 5th anniversary was yesterday. So officially, happy 5th anniversary. But we're gonna have a chill day today. We're gonna wrap up our look at the fighting games from the April Fighting Game Jam, and I figured we'd take a chance to like reminisce a little bit. But next week, I am gonna have some friends on the show, and we are gonna do 5 first to fives to celebrate 5 years. I'm gonna have 5 friends on to challenge me in 5 different fighting games. We will run a first to 5 set and take a look at some of the interesting niche and indie and retro, possibly new. Who knows? It's gonna be a wide variety. There might be some not so niche, and that's fine too. But like, I wanted an opportunity to just do the classic, hang out in the basement with the friends, run some sets. We play casuals a lot, but it's nice to kind of set something up and be like, I got you in a first to 5 in your favorite game. So that's what the plan is for next week. We're gonna roll in with Mohast. I'm hoping to get that punk in here. Ducky said they dropped by, so we're gonna get some longtime friends and regulars to come throw hands. It'll be fun. But thinking back on the start of Niche Fighter Monday, the very first Niche Fighter Monday game was Heatwave from Monochromatic Hermit. And we had been doing, niche and indie fighters on the stream and stuff, but that was the first time that I had like called something Niche Fighter Monday. And it's kind of remarkable that, just last year the game came out in its full form in its final release, and like to have that game kind of span basically the 5 years of us here in the basement is kind of wild. And there's a handful of games like that, right? Like Murfight was one of the very early games, and I kind of got to see a large chunk of its evolution from like it in its beta form to its final release. Going through a Kickstarter and it just fantastic stuff. Man, Pocket Bravery was a very early game. Same with that one, where we got early access and we're like, yo, this is so super sick, right? Showing a lot of the like early on, like even just the handful of games that were catching my eye when I was like, hey, this niche fighter thing is kind of a thing. Well, they all were really showing off some really, really interesting and like unique spins on fighting games. Yeah, like Heatwave is phenomenal, right? It is the kind of game that just like at its core, it just feels good to push buttons in. Like you just want to hop around and push buttons. I mean, that is like the Marvel 3 at its core. I spent an inordinate amount of time in training mode just pushing buttons in Marvel just because it feels good and rewarding to be in that space, right? And Heatwave does that so well. Hey, what's going on, Torball? Right, but it's funny. Like I'm going through my my YouTube channel and just checking my uploads from years gone by, right? Hope you're doing well, Torball. Right? But yeah, right around here 5 years ago, right? Like we were playing Pocket Bravery and Fantasy Strike and Martial Masters, which, oh dude, Martial Masters is such a sick game. But yeah, then we hit on Heatwave, right? And this is kind of like the start, really, of talking about what these indie fighting games are doing in a design, in the design space of fighting games, right? Like the interesting ways that they're doing things that a lot of the major developers, at the very least at the time, weren't doing, right? Here we go, Super Fighting Ultra from Vengeful Calamari, right? Gotta love the little Heatwave combo video. Into Murph Fight and Bayani and Robo-O. Another Robo-O, man, another game that is been like just an ever-present title here in the basement. It's been so great, man. Yo, thank you so much, Rod. I really appreciate it. It is like legitimately is wild to think 5 years. I when I started this, I said if I go 5 years, I would be surprised. And I mean, here we are, right? Like we haven't run out of games to play. We haven't run out of things to talk about. And man, so really interesting. Like once again, one of the games that really spurred me into wanting to think about and talk about and share my thoughts about fighting games. One of those games that really inspired me was Bersis. Very early on, man. I remember I was practicing Fantasy Strike for Frosty Fausting 2020. Yes, and I entered the dive kick tournament there, and I remember playing in the dive kick tournament and having a blast. Like dive kick is an amazing game. I genuinely love it. But thinking to myself, much as I was thinking about Fantasy Strike at the time, which was like, hey, this is a more stripped down, approachable fighting game with like a more narrow design space, right? And like Dive Kick is very much that as well. And then I was like, but what's the next step, right? Like I was like wanting a little more. Like I'm still a Marvel player, a Versus player at heart, so like I want more, right? And so like, what does Fantasy Strike offer that I could get maybe a little bit more, right? And I thought the same thing about Dive Kick, and like finding Bersis through that kind of line of questioning was really interesting, and it kind of opened my eyes to the ways in which you can have really interesting depth of like gameplay, like an interesting gameplay space, and without like layering on the decades of like design baggage that fighting games have, right? Like you can still keep that ethos and let people get to it. And like Bersis was a great game for it. Like inspired me to think about those things when it came to the other fighting games that I came across. Yeah, we goofed over the Fantasy Strike graph where they placed themselves somewhere between Dive Kick and Street Fighter, and we just placed Bersis closer to the Dive Kick side of things. Absolutely. I mean, man, yo, I remember we did a stream that was talking about like the axis of like approachability and depth, right? Like or approachability and complexity, and we like charted out on a scatter plot, right? Like where various games fell, right? Very similar to what Fantasy Strike did in their advertising, right? Just as a thought experiment of like, what do these games do, and how do they accomplish it, and what does that put on the player, right? But man, yeah, just over by Dive Kick. Yep. And it is like for me, it's interesting to think about things on that kind of spectrum, right? Because there is, I mean, like I think the jump from Fantasy Strike to something like Frostfire, where there's a very clear inspiration in terms of how the game is handled, just in terms of inputs, right? And then a very similar design space, but like Frostfire does what Fantasy Strike don't in terms of that kind of like wild anime bullshit, right? And yeah, you can clearly see that it's like it's somewhere here, and yeah, it's not like the Dual Souls of the world. It's not the Melty Blood of the world, but it's definitely not the same as Fantasy Strike and Dive Kick, right? You also went close to the dive kick end of the spectrum. Yeah, it's an interesting restriction to try and play around it. No, absolutely, right? I think that Tough Love Arena from M. Paul Weeks is a really great example of that, where they were like basically, hey, 3 characters, limited button real estate. What can we do to make sure you have expressive tools within that? Right? And that's an interesting challenge. And like compromises had to be made, but it like created some interesting choices, right? And it like forces some interesting play styles as a result. And like that is good and that is unique. And like I think for me as a fan of fighting games, as someone who loves the genre, right? Like that nuance is so important, right? Like there are 1,000,001 games out there. If I am playing a reskinned version of this game, I'm going to go with the skin I like best. But, like, I am way more likely to get into something that offers its own unique spin on the play space than anything, right? And, like, small tweaks to that can make a big difference, I think, because of how much baggage there is in terms of, like, the design history of fighting games, right? Like, I think you tend to look at the genre and be like fighting games are a particular type of thing. Like, the further you stray from that, the harder it is for people to, I think, recognize them as fighting games, right? It's why there's such a huge divide between platform fighters and traditional fighters, right? Even Mortal Kombat and most 2D fighters. There's those fighting games handle 2D fighting games in very different ways, and fundamentally so that it really like it creates this like psychological divide in players' minds. We don't have a simpler affectionately fighting game to start from than Dive Kick, right? Whatever we do is Dive Kick plus plus plus. True. Footsies, I would say, is the best example of that. Yeah, Aria. There you go. Yeah, they are very, very close, but I would say Footsies probably does a better job, especially in its like single player modes in terms of teaching you the important things about fighting games. I have always loved the distinct archetypes that Footsie's arcade mode like feeds you, right? Where you have just like whatever Harry Hadouken who only throws Hadoukens, and Tommy Tatsu who only does Tatsus, right? Dudes who only block, dudes who only go low. Like that teaches you all of these like discrete aspects of fighting game play that you need to learn, but can be really hard to parse when they're all happening at the same time, right? And so breaking it down and being very much like you only got to deal with this one thing, but you got to figure out how to deal with it. It's very puzzle game-like in that way, but it teaches you a lot of the fundamentals. And then it being a like no jumping, only directional, very limited attack moveset, right? Though it really has expanded its moveset as time has gone on, I think. I don't think you could Raging Demon in the original version of Footsies. No, I have not finished my judgments yet for the game jam. I am very sadly not going to be able to get through all of them. But about half, I think, is what we're going to be able to get through. Yeah, Them's Fighting Herd had some good, like, onboarding single-player content that, like, kind of taught you a bit of that. I don't think quite as, like, explicitly in terms of, like, combat situations. But granted, I did not play anywhere near as much of TFH as I have footsies. Mostly my experience with TFH was just joining the locals. I got into it early. I played the dragon, and I did silly stuff in the first version, and then and then I petered out. Yeah, well, and Grav, like, that's it. Like, this is the inherent problem with, like, that we have, like, faced with the design space of fighting games, right? Like, I mean, that was the issue with Street Fighter 3. Like, I remember the talk about Street Fighter 3 at the time, and it was, holy heck, this game is very complex and very difficult to execute in, right? Like, that was the general tenor of the conversation. Not that people didn't like that, right? Like, the super fans, the FGC people, like, that were in my circles, yes, they loved that stuff. I enjoyed it too. But, like, a lot of the folks who were, like, mashing buttons with me in Marvel vs. Capcom were not mashing buttons in KOF and in Third Strike, right? So, but, like, that was the trend, right? And everyone was like, man, I used to get this, and I don't get this anymore, right? And, like, there's that kind of, like, build up in, like I said, that's the history. That's the baggage that I'm talking about, right? Because, like, you do the thing, and it's like, sure, we're Street Fighter 2ing, and then let's add some supers, and then let's up the speed, and then let's make, now we have variations, and now we have isms, and now we have, right? And that, like, continual layering is because people, you get, like, I don't know, inured to the complexity at some point, right? Like, have you ever played a rhythm game and shown someone you doing a chart on expert, right? And they're like, I could never possibly learn that. I remember, oh man, Bit Trip Runner is a great example. It's a rhythm-based platformer. And I go through the later levels and I show people what's going on, and they're like, this is impossible. This is like a million things at a fast pace. How could you possibly do this, right? And then you're like, well, no, I've played 50 levels where they have slowly layered in that complexity, right? And so it's like the passing of time, like the generational shift in fighting games has been layering on that complexity. And so if you're in the thick of it, you don't even notice it. But if you come to it from the outside, you're just like, what the heck is going on? Right? And so that's why I think there was a general shift to, like, make things more approachable, right? But, like, even that now, right? So now we have come to that, right? And so it's like, I was saying it, where I'm like, I really enjoy Fantasy Strike. I enjoy its limited, it's like narrow focused play space. But then I ask for more, and I get Frostfire. And then what happens when I ask for more from Frostfire? I might get something like Heatwave. And then if I ask, right? And then it's like, suddenly I'm back to Melty Blood, and I'm getting back to KOF, and I'm, right? So that is the natural progression of things, right? And I think there's just this, like, driving force of, as, like, and does this happen in other genres? I think to a certain degree, yes, right? Like, I think this has happened in first-person shooters as well. I think first-person shooters are more ubiquitous in a way that fighting games are not. So people are, once again, kind of inured to it. They're like, they don't suffer that, like, hurdle of coming to a huge block of knowledge that they weren't expecting anymore, because they're in the thick of it largely, right? But then Mrs. MKL comes to a first-person shooter, and she's just like, whoa, she played Wolfenstein. That's amazing. But, but, like, I throw her in Portal, she, like, we're spinning at the ceiling, right? Like, there's a whole, 20 years of development, 30 years of development between those, 40 years or 30, right? That she wasn't in the thick of. So, like, how do you combat that, right? I'm not entirely sure, right? I think there's a certain level of, look, you're gonna lose people along the way, and you got to accept that. But like, yeah. If we did that, if from between 1991 and 2005, 6, right? Like, we went from this, you know, base level of fighting games to building up this, like, you know, mountain of design baggage. Even if we've pulled that back a little bit with the, like, Street Fighter 4 era, the approachability era, how long till we climb that mountain again, right? Pencil has started mentoring people in fighting games, and his approach is, let's fight with just one button and then teach fundamentals and positioning, then move on to other stuff. Yeah. No, you got to really, really break it down, right? And it takes a certain type of, I have found it takes a certain type of, like, in-person, on-hand teacher to really get that across. So, like, it's hard to convey in, like, design and UX, right? Full air and trying to make a game where the better player won't win more often than not. And no, that isn't the goal, though, right? Any tool to make the game easier for new players will be exploited by the better players, 100%. And I think that was one of the. I mean, I think if you can give, like, a fair criticism to the design of Phantasy Strike, I think that would be one of them, which is that the lowering of that floor benefited the experienced fighting game player way more than it benefited the inexperienced fighting game player, right? Like, that allowed people to access, like, fighting game players, like the core, to access the high end and the high level way faster than it allowed the inexperienced fighting game player to access the mid level, right? Like, that gap only widened, right? I think that's one of the issues, right? Because that's probably not the best goal, because yeah, that's, like, there's always going to be some level of disparity, right? And it's like, yeah, Rod and I have talked about this a lot, right? Where, like, it's about being able to make meaningful, informed choices quicker. And I think some level of what Phantasy Strike does accomplish that. I think on the whole, the systems ended up benefiting the high end more than the low, like the experience more than the inexperience, right? Overwatch is a really interesting example of seeing players from a lot of backgrounds try to compete in one design space. That is actually really true. Interestingly enough, like, that was one of the things I did notice about Phantasy Strike, is that it pulled in a lot of players from very disparate places. Like, there were primarily Overwatch players who were then like, I'm going to be competitive in a fighting game for the first time with Phantasy Strike. We had people come in from the Mortal Kombat community, from the Super Turbo community, from the Guilty Gear community, right? Like, we had, like, folks like me from, like, the Versus series community getting into it, and, like, Ducky, right? Like, it really did appeal to a bunch of competitive-minded folks, even outside of fighting games. In a way that I found really interesting. So, like, they Phantasy Strike did hit on something there, right? And for not for nothing, like, in my experience, the folks who came in from those places and wanted to be and were successfully competitive in Phantasy Strike have also gone on to be competitive in other games, right? Like, some of those folks have gone on to be, like, Strive players and Melty Blood type Lumina players, right? And, like, have dipped into Tekken now, right? Like, that is a... There was a pathway there through Phantasy Strike to the wider FGC, which I found fascinating to see happen before my eyes, right? Yo, that was right. Chris G did play in the Frosty Fausting tournament. Was with like just a few hours of practice. Same thing. Lost Relic also did the same thing. Where, well, I mean, they had been playing. Don't get me wrong. They had practiced, but like very very much were like, oh, this is happening. I'm gonna sign up. I'm gonna do this specific thing. It's gonna be short term. But they came in and they did numbers. They and their sibling, I believe, made top 8, right? It was really, really, really fascinating to see. Oh man. But look, there's a lot to love. Like I said, just rolling through the kind of early days of videos that I was uploading for Niche Fighter Monday. Got our Eternal Champions, Kirby Battle Blitz, man. Trahesh Fataish. Oh, dude. Do y'all remember this game? What's going on, Warthog? You don't know Trahesh Fataish? I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Yeah, I mean, Rod, do you know the story behind this game? This game had such a troubled development and just fizzled out after like over several years. Oh man, yeah, this game went through like several major revisions. There was a bunch of like drama amongst the lead designer and the rest of the team. It's like, yes, well, yes. Okay, so imagine having to completely redo the art style and character and sprite sheets at least twice. And then completely revamping the like core combat systems, going from a traditional one to like a more approachable one button version, and then back again. It was not good. I gotta talk to Hayama about it because I know Hayama knows a little bit of the history surrounding this. Hayama knows basically basically all the history. Tripling the oh no. Yeah, no. And it was so sad to see like the slow motion train wreck from like as someone who was just like, I really want to play this. So like I managed to get my hands on this version. It was like Indiegogo like campaign demo. In the years since then, they have like a version, a later build of the game has come out. But this game was kind of interesting. Like, look at this. So you have a like meter at the bottom, and basically all of your specials are empowered, and then they drain your stamina. And then when you have no more bar, you see that X appear at the bottom left. Right? That means that you get a disempowered version of that move, right? So they kind of like invert the order of you getting powered moves. So you typically like you build up your bar, you get access to EXs, you spend them. This is like, hey, you basically have an EX. How do you want to use these extremely powerful versions before you get like disempowered? And it's like very interesting that it's kind of like a Street Fighter 6 Drive Rush bar system of they give it to you all at once and then it peters out and now you're at risk, right? I thought it was a very interesting approach. Right? So yeah, like these, your DPs lead into a flight state, and then you can move out of them, but you don't get the flight state otherwise. He has this, yeah, right? He has that kind of like the crown of thorns, which I didn't realize how sacrilegious it was until just now. Yes, custom engine as far as I'm aware. But, like, these characters were so cool. Their movesets were so dope. Right? There's this, like, 2-tiered bar system. So, like, you get a reset, basically, when you get halfway through your bar. Yeah. Oh, no, Rod. This thing will give you, like, night terrors, man. I think if you read the history, I genuinely, I want I need a, like, postmortem on this whole experience from the devs. Oh, and that's it. It's like the art is beautiful. The character designs are so interesting. The system mechanics are super compelling for me personally. So like, I'm just like, damn, there was like so much potential. But then yeah, every step of the way, you're like, oh, is this gonna cross the finish line? And unfortunately, not. And so it's really interesting. So because all of the moves in this game are single button specials, instead of there being EX versions of moves, there are disempowered versions of moves. So all your specials cost you meter, right? Takes third of a bar. Here's the breakdown that I was given. Yeah, third of a bar per special for that one. But then when you're out of meter, you get this little X here and you get disempowered versions. So I can only do that now. But charge up a little bit of meter and it goes into flight. They inverted where you spend the meter. You spend meter for normal specials, and then when you run out, you get disempowered specials. So yeah, man. So no, absolutely. That it looks like the kind of game, right? I mean, like, so prior to Pocket Bravery, like, Trash Fataish was the game that I looked at as, holy shit, that's kind of like top tier indie production, right? So when I saw Pocket Bravery for the first time, I was like, oh my god, do I want to get invested in this game? Being like, is this gonna suffer the same fate, right? And they had the same thing. They had like I think they had a failed Indiegogo campaign for Pocket Bravery, and I was just like, no, not like this. But those folks seem to have managed to, like, I don't know as much about like how they ran their ship, but like they seem to have been like had a much better head on their shoulders in terms of production, right? Oh, man. Yeah. That's the Rod. I think that's exactly what happened to Blazing Strike. My sense of things had always been that they basically they had a publisher deal, and I think it was just like the end of the money. Like, I think, yeah, there was probably some overscoping, and then they had to adjust, and then they were committed to a physical version. And I think at some point you have to say, we're launching because we've got to recoup, and we have a window in which to do it, right? Like, and I think it was just like, that's the time that came. And then they supported the game and have made patches since then and now have moved on. But people very much, I think what people imagined as what was promised did not match what was delivered, especially at launch. And then you can't put that genie back in the bottle, Yeah, and now they just don't want to make fighting games anymore. And so they're making like a beat 'em up, which cool. Like, look, I don't think there's a shortage of fighting game developers who at some point in time have said maybe another genre, right? Like, I think that's the reality. I've seen some of you folks be like considering life choices, right? And man, I don't blame you. It is a tough niche. It is a demanding niche. And like, why not? Like, there is other interesting things that you want to design, right? Oh no, absolutely. There are a bunch of kind of indie fighting game sad tales. I think Trash Fataish, I think Blazing Strike, right? Like, I don't think that's the launch that anybody wanted for Blazing Strike. It is unfortunate that it was buggy at launch. I haven't checked the current state of it, but even still, it's just like that's not what anyone was hoping for. So, but like, what was the other one? Man, Right and Fight had a really big problem where they launched on Steam and then got delisted, and then like they went silent and no one could get in touch with them, and then they eventually launched it again, and like I don't know what's really happened with them, right? Like, but there's hey man, sometimes the football gets fumbled, right? Like that's the reality of it. Versus ended up on Pokey simply because we wanted it to make some sort of return from it after all those years pushing it while we were doing other work. I can totally understand if folks felt a bit, oh meh, when it came out as it. Yeah, no, I know, right? That's... Look, there are many, many reasons that we might end up at a, certain state of affairs. Oh, failure to launch for Drag Her. Yeah, Drag Her was another sad one. There was a lot of potential there. I thought there was a lot of buzz. Making games is hard, yo. I know. And like, man, so secret, not so secretly, I guess, because I'm saying it on stream, but I always have a little bit of a concern whenever I kind of give some kind of design critique, because I'm like, I do not make video games, right? And like, I know it's hard to make video games, so sometimes I'm like, y'all gotta do X, Y, and Z, and it's like, could I do that? No, like, but I don't know. At the same time, like, I like to think I give my critique and feedback in good faith. and try to deliver it with some level of kindness. But yeah, man. Cause yeah, no, it was sad for Drag Her. Like once again, not sure the inner workings. I know some people felt burned because like, yeah, because they invested in it and didn't come to fruition. But, I mean, it's one of those things that to see the fail to launch edition at least is a kind of, I don't know. It was a lovely token to send the project off on. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Right? Like, we can identify the problem, maybe, but not necessarily how to fix them, right? Yeah, and that's once again, that's always kind of been my thing, where I'm like, look, I will be like, this is what I've identified as the issue, and I will posit a couple of explanations, but like, I always doing so with the understanding that I don't have the nuance, right? And like, I see that too, where like, as a video editor, people will come to me and say, this is a problem, why don't you just fix it like this? And I am just like, here are the myriad reasons why you can't just fix it like this, right? And like so I get it. So once again, I try not to be too like very clearly all you have to do is, right? And like wagging the finger, like that's not the that's not the goal. Yeah, no, Murphite still has some stuff set to come out. I don't think Zaza's complete. I think there were plans for some other. Matt's talked a lot about like updating to the new Photon, I believe, and like doing some restructuring of the game from a technical perspective to make it run better. But that like. Right? It's like, do I do that? Do I finish the characters? Do I work on Half-O? Do I work on... Right? They have a lot of projects kind of on the run, so... But I have seen them doing more work on Half-O, which is very nice. Yeah, it's a lot to juggle for sure. Yeah, and then drag her back then. I know they've done some like consulting on other games as well. So like they are a busy bee. So that's I mean, I can understand that being like so many things that I want to do and have planned to do, and then it's like, now where is the time to actually kind of execute on all that? Yeah, Zaza's been selectable but unfinished for a while now in Murphite, and then I think Matt's kind of prioritized Horse Around Find Out. You almost helped them with the animations, but they're using Toon Boom instead of Spine, which is what your weapon of choice is. Really wanted to animate the drag queens, though. I know. Oh, man. Like, I enjoy some Drag Race. Like, hell yes, Laganja. Sashay away, right? Oh man, don't fuck it up. That's kind of my motto going into anything, man. Going into an interview, trying to get trying to get a job, entering a tournament. Don't fuck it up. Good words to live by, man. Good words. All right, yo, what do we got? So, this has been a fun little bit of reminiscing and chatting about game design. Yo, thanks, y'all. I gotta say it again. Happy anniversary, every babe out there. All right, we got a few games to play. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take a quick little break. I'm gonna grab myself a drink. I think y'all should do the same. Stay hydrated. Take a little stretch break. We're gonna come back, and we have a few games. We have Combo Mancer. We have Void Fury, and we have Club Brawl on deck. So that is what we're going to be going through. I am excited to check out some more April Fighting Game Jam games. Yeah, no, I've heard some good things. I'm excited to check it out. Well, check it out more. I have played. Yeah, seeing the jam results is going to be super fun, man. Yo, so listen, I'm going to take a quick little break. While I do that, y'all should be chatting in chat, maybe a little bit about what are the games that you have been interested in? Which of these jam games has surprised you or tickled you the most? Yeah, no, what was something you weren't expecting? What was something that really stood out? I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'll be back in just a few minutes, my friends. Stick with me. We got more Niche Fighter Monday coming right up. He's got the fucking Gill Super? Who will make it to the grand finals? Nice. Nice. Dash cancel into the throw. Still had enough of the hyperdrive left to get a juggle off of the regular special. Didn't have to burn the bar. Damn. That's some solid Ring King play, man. And then, yeah, that's right. So, for y'all who don't know, Uchu Mega Fight, which is where the game that the crossover characters come from, is designed by Uchuzine, and they are excellent, and they are, like, I believe, the battle designer for this, or at least helping out in some capacity. Yo, and that's right. I saw you in there. I was in there. Huh. Oh shit. I got turned into a fucking chicken. You're playing it like chess. You're playing it like Civilization, where you're like, oh man, okay, and I can't save scum in a fighting game, so I just gotta, like, what am I gonna do? How do I set this up to know that in 3 turns he'll do that, so when my move comes out, you're forced to go down the rabbit hole of all of the possibilities of all of, like, the branching paths of decisions, because you're sitting there on your turn and you have all the time in the world to think about it. Yeah, it is hilarious. Come on! It's a shit. Like, yo, those... I'm sorry, those projectiles are dope.
All these people worked on this, I believe, or they were friends of the people that worked on it.
Yeah, gotta be.
But yeah, the announcer,
Always.
like the voice they chose is incredible.
Oh, I just died.
Nice.
And you did too.
Nice.
What?
That's
And
awesome.
we...
Okay, going right in with the rush punch, and then you see the jump in lights again.
Lots of
Using it.
crossovers. And just punishing with the kill. There it is.
Got the hit. Making it 1-1. Into it, still into it. Arctina and Atlas. Duking it out in Odon's gallery, I believe. I keep whipping that. I don't know if it's... It might be the input delay on online, I'm not sure, but... I gotta watch myself. Good cross up. Oh, okay. No. Welcome back, everyone. I love that idea, friends. As a guerrilla marketing, get your stuff on Will It Kill. I mean, that's definitely a strat. But yes, it would. Yo, honestly, these jam games would make a fantastic mystery bracket as well. I mean, I think, yo, we should get like Chris from Tuesday Night Mystery or Guardian MC to take a look at these games. I'm sure they already have, considering that Pump Punks was in the Combo Breaker Mystery Bracket. I know Guardian did. Or what? I think Chris was involved too, right? So one of them did. But like to assess them, because Guardian does a great job of like breaking down this is what kind of game works at which point in a mystery bracket, whether it works at all, what kind of rule sets you have to have around them to be functional, right? So like I think they would be an excellent and an interesting kind of judge of some of these kinds of games, right? Yo, since we're talking about it, man, we're gonna be going in to play some of these jam games. Y'all can check out all the submissions over here. You'll be able to see, I'm pretty sure, the ratings and all that stuff once the jam closes. The voting closes today at 5:30. I might have to duck away a little bit early today so I can sneak in a last couple reviews. I'm pretty sure I got all the ones from my notes submitted, but we'll see what we can do. Interesting. Yeah, if there's a reference for what need to make. So, like, a lot of the concerns for mystery brackets are the fact that, so, like, can they get dragged out to be, like, eternal, right? Like, timing and time frame is a big concern. But there's a little bit of just, like, how easy is it to set up? How easy is it to config? How easy is it for players to play and do something interesting, right? And that's kind of the more intangible one, right? Where you're like, across the whole of our entry pool, are enough people gonna get it enough of the time that the commentators can also get it, that like the crowd gets it? Like those things are right, and it's like, and it's true. I have seen mystery brackets, and I've seen even just some portions of mystery brackets kind of drag down and be like, I've walked away because I'm like, I don't need to be here for this round, so that's fine. But others where I'm just like, I'm compelled to stay the entire time, right? Alrighty. Well, yo, friends, let's kick this off. We have Ikemen Go. I mean, we have Combomancer. Yeah, hard lesson to learn that Maiden and Spell should not be 3 out of 5. Yup. Oh, absolutely. Oh, someone made that mistake at a mystery tournament with Nidhogg, and I was just like, oh no. Oh no, this is gonna go on for too long. Yeah, is your game show ready? A little bit more than expo ready, right? That's absolutely. And like, in fairness to a lot of these jam games, the jam like deadline submission builds a lot of these games, despite, I think, their gameplay probably being like, yes, this would be a great mystery game, I think a lot of the things surrounding it would like drag down the experience to a point where you're like, can we really do this, right? Like, some games you can work around it, but like, yeah, that's a legitimate hurdle, right? Running Smash Ultimate will also kill the time. Look, you could just put a 99-second timer on Smash Ultimate, and I think that would solve a lot of problems. but don't ask me. I'm not a Smash player. You did. That was Beast Cut. It's true. It's true. And I was like, hey man, this is my kind of Smash mode, right? This is my kind of platform fighter. That's amazing. Yo, what's up, creator? It is indeed time. Yeah, hard time limit, judge decision. Hey, I'm down for sudden death. That's cool. That's cool. Intense time limit on a platform fighter and sudden death. Give it to me. Hook it to my veins. Let me do custom builds. Yes, we are still technically within the judging period, so I am trying my darndest to stick to the jam submission versions. But yes, let it be known, friends, that developers have been continuously working and updating on some of these jam games. You can go see more refined versions, some with more features. I think one of the games like redid the art style, man. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to go take a look at some of them again. Yes, TO friendly mode. Yes, please. I believe the jam closes, judging closes at like 5:30 Eastern, I believe. Actually, hang on. It ends in 2 hours and 56 minutes and 26 seconds. No, not at all. We're just getting started here, creator. We're just gonna hop into training mode. We're gonna take a look at what's going on here. First of all, just gonna take a quick look here. Combomancer. Wizards, magicians, illusionists, strange people gather in strange places. Some seek to hone their art, others seek other goals, but they often find each other. Traditional defense means nothing in the face of such arts. Only magic can counter magic, and such is not free. Alright. So, we have light attack, a heavy attack, and counterspell. Counterspell is your one and only way to defend yourself. Time it right, and you will deflect anything thrown at you, but beware, you only have a limited amount of failed uses. We then have Prentice with a Fireball, Tatsu, and a 2-2 attack, and same for Tom Follicle. Long story short, this is your first game jam. Started 9 days late while working a night shift while moving, not able to work on it on weekends, but you know what? I'm happy. I never thought I would be able to do as much. Yo, big shout-outs, creator. That's awesome. Hey, babe. What's up, punk? We're taking a look at some... Okay, I mean... I like the scribbles. I will say, okay. I like the scribbles. I don't know if that's actually the end design look, the end goal for the look. I like it. But it is very hard to see and parse against the line backgrounds. All right. So we have a light, we have a heavy, and that's our deflect. I can see, yes, it takes one of 3 bars. Oh, we can use it in the air. All right, all right. Yeah, 54 months? That sounds about right. Telling on Discord, results of the jam will be revealed 15 minutes after official deadline. Ooh. Ooh, do we do it? Do we stick around? Do we stick around for the results? Mmm. Delightful. All right. Oh, okay. It's true. It's still 3 hours away. That is a long stream for this old man. Ooh, fun. Okay, okay. So Ah. Hmm? Oh, there it is. Okay. So does that enhance? Okay, so they're not. Our quarter circle back here gives us different spells. Oh, nice. That does connect. All right. But, oh. The voice acting is cute. I do like it. Okay, so 2/14s are random spells. 2/2 locks, which... Oh! So... Oh, that was probably super. So that guarantees fire. Ah. Guarantees icicle. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's fun. Okay. Yeah, oh, that's cute. I like the riding. It's not like riding the broomstick. Oh, if only we had the air dash. Oh, we got back air dash. There you go. Haha. Okay. So we get ground bounce. We don't get follow up or anything? Okay. But that can allow setup. Oh, man. Oh, dude. Okay, so she's... The spellcasters are always an interesting archetype, right? Like, they can be, like, really, really useless if you don't know how to use them, right? Because, like, oftentimes it's like, okay, their toolkit can be very, very powerful if used in the right combination, but can be like a nothing burger if it's not, right? If not used in the right combination. Yo, yes! That's right. Yo, that's right, Punk. The, is like, yeah, drawing on that black, the scratch out art stuff. Oh, you're totally right. Okay, so jump heavy fireball does work? Oh, okay. And then we can button off of it. Ooh, we got fireball juggles? So, if I have, say...
Wait, who took it? I know!
Oh.
Wait, I took it!
I want... Oh, okay, I'll take fireball, right? Oh, I was like, can I loop this? Oh, is the magic missile OP? I do recall from my playthrough that it did... that it did do a ton of damage. Okay, I kind of like this, though, that if you can get... Yeah, if you can get the ground bounce low enough. Immediate fireball, another ground bounce. I do enjoy that. Okay, and then we can... Oh. So you can guarantee the one icicle and get like a free loop, basically, right? You did a little Gengar on one of those notepads because, of course. Okay. That's cute. Let's check out Tom Follicle. I love the gnome wizard look. It is so good. And then if I'm not mistaken, right, we have a grab. Up you go. Yeah. That is what I remember. This. Yeah, this stage is hard to see on. I might... Oh, of course. Let's go back here. So yeah, look at that damage on this missile. So grab launcher into 214 attack. Does work. It's kind of hard to see the timing on that. Oh. Fun. I like how you can charge this. Like, you can just hold it. Does it get more powerful? Is this a turnaround punch? Oh, you can move. Hello. I see. Dodges projectiles, and then you can move while charging. Oh, in the hotfix, Tutu does it. Oh, okay. Yeah, the magic missile is so delightful. Turn yourself into it, and it is absolutely full screen. I am the missile. So if hit after grab, okay. Man, that is tough. Can I hit him with like jump heavy or something? You can barely see him come down, eh? Is it just the corner? Oh, of course, fucking Steam. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. Okay. There you go. All right. Look at it. Oh, jeez. Okay. Hang on. If... Oh, it's a little tough to get. Oh, it's hard to get the 3 jumping lights into the crouch light. But if you can get that crouch light, crouch heavy, you can get it into grab, and you'll be able to get that. Oh, heavy has enough startup that it auto times it.
Round 1. Fight.
Ooh, yeah, all right. Boom, yo. Hey, super. I think it does have longer startup. But hot damn. Mmm. Oh, can't do it in the corner, though. Corner saves you, man. All right, all right. Whoops. Kung Fu Man and his girlfriend. I do love when the Mugen stuff is still in there. Oh, this is tough to see. Oh, geez. Let's go. Yo, we don't even need bar. If we're just gonna body them. Okay, okay. Let's see how this reflect works. Throw a fireball, darling.
What? I know.
Oh.
Fireball.
Oh no. Alright, I don't got the timing on it then. Get gone. Yo, and I'm right there. And then frame trap. Just frame trap with literally turning myself into a magic missile.
Round 1. Fight.
Oh. Oh, okay. It would be nice. Okay, if you could get light magic missile off of ground bounce, that would be delightful. Oh, I got gribbled. Dead? Not quite. Can you, it's tough to compete with the Glauncher.
Round 2. Fight.
But Magic Missile is pretty dang good. Oh, okay. No comboing off of it, but that's fine. Oh, man. Delightful. Genuinely delightful. I mean, is it not Tom Bombadil?
Round 1. Fight.
I figured he was a Tom Bombadil little dude. Oh, Pictionary Tim, of course. Okay, okay. I know. Now I know. Yes. The Pictionary soundtrack OST that goes like unnecessarily hard. Yeah.
I am not.
This is cute though. Like I said, I like the sketchy style. I think if there was some more definition given between the backgrounds and the line art characters, I think that would be kind of like problem solved basically on that front. There's just some visibility issues there. But like the character designs are cute. Like I like the move sets. I do wish there was so the pace that you have to input combos is very fast. It feels like there's very little hit stop maybe on some of these moves, which means that it's like you've really got to go through them, which can be, I don't know, it's one of those things I think that is like, it's some of the smaller points of just the general game feel that like nailing what you want that to feel like and having it feel consistent is going to be what helps give Combomancer a little bit more of its identity. I just felt that might have been, just still needs some refinement on. The 2-2 inputs are also extremely strict. I'm not sure what that's about. I don't know if that's like a core Mugen Ikemen thing. But I felt the 2-2 inputs were quite hard to get right. So maybe it was the input buffer on that, and perhaps I think it might have also been the timing of the second down input with the button fixed on the hotfix. Okay, cool. Yeah, but like and those are the things that like contribute to like refining those things is what really contributes to some of the game feel. Like I said, when I say I really enjoy just existing and moving in a game like Marvel or Heatwave, it's because those things just make sense, right? Like when I like instant air dashing or double jumping, right? It's just there's a little bit, and once again, like I don't know how to get there. I don't know mathematically how to get there, but like there is a snappiness to the response of like double jumps or air dashes that like I personally enjoy. I personally enjoy the pace and kind of the arc of that in a Marvel 3, for example. And so like when it feels sluggish, when it feels even just a little bit less responsive, those are the things that make me say I want to spend my time over here instead of in here, right? Yeah, right now you think it's the default hit stops, and yeah, I'm pretty sure the Mugen Ikemen hit stops are. But for me, once again, and this part of this also comes down to like personal taste and preference, right? That is one of the things that I've been talking about with some of these jam games is like, what is this a disconnect between what the developer wanted to deliver and what I got, or is it a disconnect between my expectations and what I'm playing, right? Because like I feel sometimes players, we can get stuck on what we imagine it should be like because we're not picking up what the developer's communicating, or it's not being communicated clearly enough for the players to pick it up, right? But like, is that the divide, or is it that like, right? Is it that the game feel is not refined, or is it that I am expecting a certain type of game feel and pacing that's not being delivered, but that's not what is supposed to be delivered, right? And with the jam games, it can be kind of hard sometimes to suss that out, right? Because you don't have necessarily the most developed UX. You don't have necessarily like the requisite tutorialization, right? But yeah, just from like a core moving around thing, like the air dash, Tom Follicle's air dash, really cool. I'm not entirely sure why the air dash light heavy doesn't connect as a combo. Right, more hit stun on that light, I think would make a little bit more sense, and to allow that to combo, because that feels like a natural combo. And then like, yeah, like offering interesting follow-ups, right? Right, so like you could probably do some stuff with like more trade-off between the light and the heavy magic missile, and then allow maybe the light one to combo off of a ground bounce, and then the heavy one to combo off of the grab, right? Like that's something that kind of like incentivize a player to go one route or the other, and then offer a little bit of differentiation. It'd be interesting, but at a core, like I think if the inputs, especially of the 2-2 moves, and which you apparently say have been fixed, and yeah, just a little bit more hit stop, I think, on some of the moves would allow things to feel a little bit better in terms of how they're flowing, and that would just make it more enjoyable to just be there in the experience, right? Oh, okay. See, okay, yeah, right? So once again, my read on that was that's a natural combo as opposed to that's a natural mix, right? Knowing that it's a natural mix, okay, cool. Like, the move doesn't need to be adjusted. My mindset needs to be adjusted. But that might be an interesting to think, right? It's like, how do you make sure to communicate that? Right? Yeah, because, like, players are going to come in with preconceived notions. Sometimes they're going to line up with what you would like, and then sometimes they're not. And it's like, it's just how do you get them to that state, where they get what you're saying, right? Oh, all right, yo. Let's move on to our next game. I want to check out. Oh, yes, yo. I'm gonna bring up Club Brawl. I don't know how many folks have played this one. This is one of the games that really caught me by surprise. Can I change the size of this? No, I cannot. All right. Full screen it is. The Wilhelm scream. Yes. Oh man, I am partial to a well-placed Wilhelm scream. So that was one of the reasons why I was like, "Oh, this is delightful." Alrighty, friends. So, what is Club Brawl all about? Oopadoo, Club Brawl. A rhythm-based 1v1 fighting game inspired by nightclub fight scenes and action movies. Use your attacks to the beat and knock your enemy out of the arena. Each direction responds to a different move. Power up and use your special attacks wisely. This is such a cool and fresh idea. It is. I've just read the top. Very fresh idea, says Jabrils, and I agree. It is such an interesting concept. Let's take a look at it here. Crypt of the Neutral Dancer. Yo, yes. Yeah, even if it feels a little short on characters, the vibes are absolutely immaculate. You get special chips whenever you block. Exactly. So this is how it works. We have a jump attack. We have a block attack. We have a block attack. We have a block. We have crouching uppercuts, and we have jabs. And then a special attack, of course. Your normal moves may have... your normal moves have recovery. After attacking or blocking, you will not be able to act on the next beat. Getting hit also stuns you for 1 beat. So, tip, during an attack, the stage light pointed at you will flash red. When in stun recovery, it'll turn blue. When it's blocking, it'll be green. Successfully blocking an attack charges your X meter. Pressing your special button allows you to use your X attack. The attack has no startup, no recovery, and can be done at any time, even when you are stunned. So you can use this even after the attack. Use this attack to land a multi-hit combo on the opponent, unless they use their own to counter it. Yo, Mega Knockdown on Crack is an excellent way to describe it. Hang on, we gotta get some music up, don't we? Alright, I don't want to blow out your ears when we start playing, but I want y'all to be able to hear it. So yeah, press moves to the beat. You can see the crouching move has some startup before you strike. My uppercut, jump, nope, uppercut again. So yeah, if you have your special bar, your little X, basically the way it works is that, you can... Yeah, it's such a cool concept, right? So basically, yeah, it allows for interesting combos because you can basically, like, say you do your uppercut, right? You get your uppercut, and then you use your special, and then you go into a jab, and then you use your special, and then you go into, right? And it lets you really chain stuff, and so you can get these big swings sometimes, right? So let's see if we can get a couple rounds in and make a... Try to get 2 specials. There you go. So you can go between special jab, special jab, special jab, right? There you go, uppercut, special jab. And then you can clash. Oh. Oh, damn. Yes, blocking has a beat of recovery, right? So that's it. I haven't quite internalized the recovery of all the moves. I basically, like... And this is what's interesting, is you can play this by just, like, I'm just gonna hit a button every beat, right? Like, you can just hit a button every beat, and you're gonna get some stuff, and you're not... Sometimes you're gonna do stuff in recovery, and nothing's gonna happen, but you'll always get something, and you'll have some interesting exchanges, and then you kind of, like, figure out how what the, like, flow is, and which moves will counter which other moves. There you go. So yeah, when you can get even just a few moves in a row, you can really start pushing them. Start off blocking. Oh. There you go. I like that. I like the uppercut to dodge special jab is a really good one, right? And you can just do the recovery jab and then just try to do pressure, right? Gotcha. Oh. There you go. There you go. There you go. Oh. Flash. Hit ya. Block? No, he waited. So yeah, if you can get good at kind of reading the stoplight signs even, that's another way to kind of play it, right? There we go. Big combo. Yes! Special clash into the jab. Let's go. It is, Siren. It is so satisfying, okay? Like, it's just... There is this, like, inherent musicality to fighting games that this understands, man. It understands it so well. Like, the first time that I hit the special, or like uppercut special jab, I was like, oh, mind blown. I fucking love this. Like, this is, I'm down. Right? Yes, exactly, Punk. Think of it, right? Like, different characters with obviously different move types, different delays. You could probably do some really interesting special things, like special moves that subvert musicality, like the rules of the music, right? Yeah, think Crypt of the Necrodancer or Rift of the Necrodancer, and then think fighting games, and how would those abilities that impact rhythm also impact fighting games when fighting is rhythm. That is such a crunchy, fun thing to think about. Parappa the Scrappa, yo! That is amazing. All right. Block. Block. Can I get it? Okay, take some back. See, and I think the jump attack, which takes longer to execute, pushes you further, if I'm not mistaken. Clash. Clash. Oh! I got. Uppercut? Nope. Oh, dang. Flash. Can I do it again? Right? And then, yeah, so you could basically, like, do delays and then frame traps as well, right? Instead of going special jab, special delay, special jab, right? You can try to kind of like catch people on the offbeat, I guess. Oh. Got it. Right? But I could see like a character that there we go. Right? A character that instead of getting X on block gets it on Clash, or gets some kind of bonus on Clash, right? Gotta use more up kicks. Oh. Oh, I got. Yes! And then the Wilhelm scream to end it off. It's so good, man. It's so good. Oh, bless their hearts. Yes, Andrea, so the colors do tell you stuff. Yeah. White is actionable, means you're like in a neutral state. You didn't press anything. Right, green is blocking, blue is recovery, red is attack frame. So, yeah. You can, which is really great, because you could kind of read your opponent based on the rhythm and what you know the timing of the different moves are. Or you can kind of react to colors. It's super cool, man. This is honestly one of my favorite bits from this entire experience. I've been so impressed. Go for uppercuts. Interesting. I've either won or clashed. Uppercut OP. Gotcha. Yeah, Circle. This game is up there for me, 100%. So, but you're right. In terms of the theme, right? All or nothing. I mean, there's the inherent bit of it is a tug of war, and you either win the tug of war or you lose. So at a core, the kind of like all or nothing is there. It does exist. I will say that is a little bit weaker in terms of that connection than some other games out there. So like, that's a good question. What change? What could you do as a relatively simple change to this to allow the all or nothing game jam theme to really shine through, right? And I would say using your X bar, your X meter as something, right? So like you can collect, how many can you collect actually? That's a good question. Is it just 2? Is it only 2 specials? Yeah, right? So it's just 2. Which lets you do that. Like, that's basically the biggest guaranteed combo. Which is really good. Don't get me wrong. Right? But, like, what if there was something in there that you could basically, right? And I think there's been some of the games did this where it's kind of a gambling mechanic, where it's like, I bet my resources to do extra damage, knockback, whatever the case may be, and risk losing it or losing my life as a result, right? So like I think those are like the kind of 2 core ways that a lot of developers have engaged with the theme. And like, yeah, if you're gonna be like, hey, that's the base approach, it's all or nothing, you win or lose, right? Like very, very, very strict binary in terms of the win-loss condition, then having a couple other instances where that kind of permeates the other design, the rest of the design, I think would be wise. Yes, and I think that's another good point, Punk. This type of game, this kind of tug-of-war game, usually needs some kind of like ratcheting or some kind of alternate end state. Otherwise, it'll go on for frickin' ever, right? So like Garuden Break Blow, right? Like they use like a ratchet system where it's like basically like once you get past a certain point, it like you continuously degrade. So there are these like check marks along the way which increase the pace of you getting to the end. So like, yeah, what if there was something about that? Too much back and forth allows that. Resistance does this in a really good way where they basically increase the respawn time. It's a tug-of-war Nidhogg-like game. You do a fighting game battle, you kill someone, they despawn, and every time you kill them, the respawn timer increases. So you get to more of a chance to take the stage space and get to the finish line. Right? So something like that. Maybe there's somewhere you can like reduce the size of the play area after X number of back and forths, right? Like crossing over the center point starts chipping away at the edges, right? And they start dropping away. That could be an interesting way to like expedite something, and then encourage an all or nothing. Maybe those things break away on one side more than another. If I keep pushing you further, I lose more of my side? So it like that way next round I have less to back up onto. But what if I spend all my resources to get a full knockback which knocks you all the way, and that way my side of the playing field doesn't drop away as much? I'm risking building up resources to get it in one hit to save myself and have more space resource on the back end in future rounds. That's kind of an interesting area you could go that like kind of leverages the all or nothing approach, right? But that said, at a base, this is still super engaging. Like, I'm gonna do this forever, my dudes. Heh. Mm. Dang it. Get over there. There we go. Give me one more. Dang it. Oh! Okay, so you can duck the special, right. Dang it. All right. Dang it. I had all the resources and nothing. Damn it. Remember the Cancel Revision sequel to Dan Kuga? Some of the stages have horizontal walls you could break which open. Yes. Yes, and what is it? It's Rage of the Dragons also does that. Yeah, but that, right, sometimes you need that. You need a way to ratchet people closer to the end state. Especially if a game is going to allow big swings. If you're going to have a tug-of-war system, you have to have there's the risk of them tugging back and forth and no one hitting it unless you ratchet them at some point, right? Yo, what's up, Joe? Yo, we be dancing, man. This game is so sick, like, for real. This was one of the big surprises for me. Club Brawl, man. So good. You can check out, for those maybe just joining us, you can go check out this game, as well as many, many other games, upwards of 60, that were submitted to the April Fighting Game Jam, hosted by Andrea Demetrio. And you really need to go play a bunch of these games. They are hella good. Mega Get Down, yeah. Oh no, hella good, man. This one's hella good. All right. We have one more lovely game to check out. We're going to be checking out Void Fury, courtesy of Panthavma, as well as like 14 other developers out there in France. These guys put together a huge team and kind of were using this as a test bed for as like a test bed for Castang, their fighting game engine. That's the word that I was thinking of. So Pantavma has been working on Castang, which is a like Godot-based fighting game framework, and a bunch of the games released in this jam use Castang, and I think Pantavma decided was like, okay, let me work with a bunch of people to really showcase the what's possible, right? And really put it through its paces. Because I don't think Castang has really been used in production for many games, though it's been in works as an engine for a while now. So really, really nice to see some folks be able to kind of put it to the test. And I'm going to be excited to check out Void Fury and see what they're up to. Yo, yes. Yo, shout-outs. Shout-outs to Rat House, man. I gotta rep the Rat House whenever I can. Lovely folks over there doing amazing things. Yes, Parable Academy was the first commercial Castang game to be released, and I know there was a couple others that are in the works now, many more, thanks to the jam. But I think this is one thing is true is that this has been a great testbed for Castang because it did reveal, I think, some of the disconnect between, once again, how developers intend their products and their software to be used, and how end users interpret them as how they should be used. And you gotta bridge that gap. So it's been great being able to see a bunch of designers and developers give Pantavma the feedback of, hey, this is how I'm going to be using it practically, so that needs to be a way that we can do things if you want people to use it, right? And him being like, oh, I guess I do need to prioritize some of this stuff, or maybe, right? It's like, that's been a great experience, so. Yo, yeah, Vital Charge, Pump Punks, definitely up there. All 9 Lives was hella cool too. There's some really interesting and innovative takes that have popped up in this jam, for sure. All right, my friends. It is time for a brief break. I'm going to grab another drink. We're going to come back. We're going to play some Void Fury. And we're going to appreciate some niche fighters, man. Stick with me. I'll be back in just a couple minutes, my friends. Just fucking lunge at his ass. There you go. Take him to the corner. Super HC, how you doing? Play an online, I'm not sure, but I gotta watch myself. Good cross up. Oh, no, no. Random match. Cool. Yeah. That's what I'll do. I can hop in for, man. Holy.
Round 2. Ready? Go.
Yo, folks, don't forget to clip your favorite moment. Oh. What? That. Okay. We're making moves. I gotta pay more attention to my time. go. Let's do it.
As an anti-air super, actually.
Okay then.
Yeah.
You cannot block in the air, and it tracks into the air as you just saw.
Yeah. So like if you're caught jumping and they got meter, they can super you basically. Yo.
Yo, baby.
And he said he wasn't gonna bully me. All right. That crossed.
Okay.
Oh.
Yep.
All right. Yeah.
Perfecto.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
good punish.
Yeah, baby. That's the Potemkin experience coming in. I can't tell you how many backdash Potemkin busters I've done in my day.
Really? What just happened? Yo!
Okay, so let's talk about that.
Yeah, we need a second here.
Did you do your command grab?
I did my EX command grab.
I think I also did my EX command grab. I didn't know that was a thing.
That's amazing.
That's okay. Honestly, Foxy, honestly want to shake your hand for that one, because when you pop buster each other in
Welcome
in Strive,
on back, my friends. Hope everyone's doing well. We be chillin'. It is, of course, Niche Fighter Monday. It is the final day of the judging period for the April Fighting Game Jam. So we are taking a quick opportunity to check out a few more. Am I out of focus already? What's going on? We're going to be checking out one final game before calling it for the week. It has been a great... There's, like legitimately, man, there are so many cool fighting games available. I too, Andrea, am excited to see kind of who comes out on top. The judging experience was actually really interesting for me. So, like, sometimes you do these things and you're like... I don't know. Do you judge them in complete, like, right? Like, I try to judge them in isolation. Like, I look at a game and I look at the rubric and I say what I feel and I think and I give it the number, right? And it's like, sometimes I'm like, if I was like taking these games in totality and then ranking them with them all in my head at once, I think I might rate them differently, right? But it's like, it doesn't have to be a scale that's like evenly spread out, right? So like I wonder how some of the other judges perceive them, how much like comparison was going on in their heads, right? And it's like there's a little bit of that, right? Like I can like generally bucket them, right? But like Game A doesn't get a 1 in features because Game B got a 5 in features, right? Like, that's not how that works. But this is also why you have multiple judges, because people are going to take kind of different approaches to how they consider these games. I will say, in my usual style, though, I approach these things with the best of intentions, right? Like, I want to have fun playing your fighting game. So I'm going to give it the right, like, the college try as that, you know, as that. I will give you the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, no, same, Andre, right? I tried to judge each on their own merit, right? Yes. You reduce your grade for presentation of the game kept default assets from the engine template. Yeah, absolutely, right? Like, I think that was kind of one of my approaches as well, where I was like, look, if you're using Mugen and it is default Mugen, that is different than using Mugen and having it be bespoke, right? And that doesn't mean that you have to have, like, reskin everything, right? But, like, the more that you... We talk about this with indie games using UFE, right? The Universal Fighting Engine. If you don't do enough to cover up the bones of UFE, people will notice, and it tends to leave a sour taste in people's mouth, right? A bitter taste in people's mouth. So... right? Like, the closer you are to stock, that's going to be reflected in it, right? In the presentation, right? The closer you are to, like, same thing with, like, feature set. I think feature set was probably one of the easiest ones for me to judge, to be perfectly honest. Because like I'm like, if you just have I boot up into a match and then it resets, that's very, very limited features. That's gonna go at one end of the scale, right? And then you can look at Dans la Valse, which has a ton of features, a ton of modes, like multiple game modes, like robust training mode features, galleries. Dude, it included the sheet music in the installation folder. Like, that is a very, very broad feature set, and I think a score should reflect that, right? Yeah, Bloodfrost also had a ton of features, right? But yeah, Andre, booting up into a match, meow, right? But like, that being said, the graphics and presentation in something like the Catfight game were top notch, right? So you're like, and that's why these kind of ratings, right? It's like even within the jam, they're not going to be one-to-one across games because some games have prioritized different things. Yes, got a 5 on one of the categories of the game. It was so fucking fun, entertaining. Absolutely, I had a blast playing that, right? And that's gonna reflect in some of the categories. Yeah, right. The one thing you really wish you could have gotten was training mode for Beast Cut. Yeah, right. And that like honestly, that would have been amazing, right? And like helps round it out, right? Yeah, I don't know. There's I tried to look at them in isolation though, whereas like I played a game, I looked at my rubric, and I applied the score, and I moved on, and I tried to like forget about that game and go on to the next one and give it its due, right? Oh, yeah, and absolutely, right? Like, I think Circle pointing out that, right, it's like some games had a bunch of features, but they were all kind of baked into the framework that they were using. So it's like that you have tag mode in Mugen or Ikemen is kind of like that's just on by default, right? So does that mean you get a 5 because you had all these modes, even though someone else... No, not necessarily, right? But that's why I tried to use the entirety of the scale. I think that is another thing I think that is worth pointing out. I genuinely tried to use the entirety of the scale. Like... Which I think when you look at a lot of rating systems, they don't, man. Like, the expectation is that it's a 100-point scale, but it only goes from... in 60 to 100 or 60 to 90, right? Yeah, gave votes from 1 to 5 for a bunch of different games. And honestly, and I was actually kind of surprised at my spread on some of these games, where like I was thinking about a game and I was like, right, and I was thinking about it comparatively, where I'm like, oh, you know what? Long term, I think I would play X game over Y game. And then I got to my judging and I'm like, oh, despite there being like some presentation issues or some lack of feature set in this one game, I actually really enjoyed its vibe and its actual, like, the moment-to-moment gameplay more than the other game, which I was like, oh, I'd probably end up playing that more. And it's like, oh, no, but, like, maybe not, right? Yeah, I paid for the whole freaking gradient, man. I'm using it all. So Warthog, right? Not necessarily. I think for me, the ones for feature sets are typically reserved for stuff where it's like literally 0 menu, 0 options, just drops you into a round. If that loop has some menu options which make it feel like a good flow, a good cycle, maybe that goes up to a 2. When you start having your base level of like, hey, you have versus CPU versus right, like versus 1P versus 2P, you're getting into the 3-star territories. When you start having online, right, and it's like you might have online and still get 3 stars or 2 stars, You might have online. You might not have online and still get 4 or 5, right? Like it's I think there's a few things, but like as a rule, right? Closer to baseline and closer to no proper like vertical slice, the closer to 1. The more expansive, the more interesting, and the more varied, the closer to 5. And then there's also some level of how well implemented is it that is going to kind of like tip you one way or the other. Yeah, okay, so that's interesting, Andrea, right? So you're basically like a point for every feature set, right? That's totally another absolutely valid way to go about it, right? I mean, that makes a lot of sense for something very much like bullet pointy like feature sets, right? Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. No. It's really interesting seeing you like seeing that like maybe enjoyed this more than what I rated it, or right. It's fascinating. Yeah, Warthog. No, you're right. And like, and that I do want to say to all the developers out there who are participating, try not to take like personal offense. If you get a judging that is like, damn, man, right? Like, this is meant to be in my mind, it is meant to be a kind of a check-in for you guys, right? Where you can look at the exact state of your build when people looked at it with a critical eye, and then you can see what their issues were and what they enjoyed, right? Like that you have an opportunity to really say, oh, I worked my way through the controller bindings. I had people say that was unforgivable and that made it a bad experience, or like that was my least favorite part of the experience, right? That's good to know. That means that you need to prioritize that. You need to find a way to make sure that it's not hurting your players' enjoyment, right? But you're also going to see a lot of stuff. Like, so a lot of my feedback was something along the lines of, look, I understand what you were trying to do. You didn't quite get there, but there's a lot of potential to the idea. Like, I am excited. I really enjoyed the glimpse of what you were trying to get me to be able to play. And I hope that these kinks can be worked out so that I can actually get to enjoying that. Because the taste I got was delicious, right? True. If it is your first time with art critique, there's no shame in crying. All right, yo, we have one more game. Let us go check out what Panthavma put together. Oh, this is such rockin' tunes, man. I mean, that is the true lesson of fail faster, right? Like, I hate the tech bro move fast and break stuff, but like when it comes to game design, yeah, man, like move fast and break some stuff with game design, and then like figure out what makes sense for you. The more times you get through the process, the better you are at doing the process. So like make more shit, man. The Warthog death cancels discovery did so much psychic damage. I'm so sorry. For what it's worth, I ate that stuff up, man. I was like, this is so much fun. Like, I'm sorry it did psychic damage for you, but oh boy. Fun factor, 10 out of 10. Okay, hang on. No, I am not gonna fall into the rebinding trap here. All right, Felix and Papa. I mean, okay. The Void Command. Acquire Genesis using attacks. Once the bar is full, press H and V. And Genesis cancels specials into each other. If a win is at hand, press H and V to execute the Big Crunch. Only do this on your opponent's last round and last legs while in Genesis. Okay, so it's kind of like a Astral Finish from BlazBlue. Oh, alright. Oh, tell me. Oh, we got like sticky bombs too? Alright, here we go. Oh, I guess, is that our... Is that our Genesis, our Big Crunch? Papa's a little bit undercooked? Okay, interesting. Okay, so... Ah, I see. Oh, I see. So now we're in the enhanced state, so I can special cancel everything into each other. So, light into that. What are my other attacks here? 236, 214, jump 214? Okay. Hey, thank you. What's up, little doc? Much appreciated. Thanks for the raid, friends. Welcome in. How y'all doing? I'm Mr. MKL, if y'all don't know. I am that guy who will not shut up about niche and indie fighting games, so I hope y'all are ready for it, because we're playing some games from the April Fighting Game Jam right now. Yo, little doc, hope you're doing well. Welcome on in, raiders. Welcome to the basement. Grab a seat. okay, we've got a very... And this... Okay, this kind of makes sense. So, this is a game called Void Fury, developed in part by Pantavma. He's the lead dev on this game. This is a team from France who has been working on this. Yes, the game you're seeing was made in a month. In the span of 1 month, people made fighting games. People made 60 fighting games in the month of April, in fact. Just like, it's kind of wild. But this game from Pantavma, I know Panth is a like a Blaze Blue, Melty Blood, anime French bread fan, let's just say. And so there's a little bit of that in here. With our ABC, we have like a install mode that we're in right now that lets us special cancel specials. So we have something like this. 2, 3. And then, oh, can we... Oh, not quite. Alright. I was hopeful that we could do the explosion in the air, but... That's a lovely little B&B, though. "3H is launcher." Thank you, J. Cool. Yo, he plays Chaos in Uni too. Yeah, absolutely. They built an entire fighting game framework. Oh, we got... Okay, yeah, we got... Clap. Clap in the face. And then you said 3H's launcher? Ah, okay. And then we have, like, Sticky Bomb in the air. Ooh, Gravity, like... She feels like a weighty cat girl in the air. Ah, there you go. Okay, so... Throw the bomb, and then we blow them up with V. So... Does that hit them? Okay, yes it does. So, for example, if you were to set up the bomb... Ah ha ha! There you go! So that's kind of your plan, right? You, get the bomb down. Cancel, cancel, cancel. Does... That bomb yeah, it disappeared. Oh, and when it disappears, it just blows up on top of you, so you can use it like an AoE. Oh. I thought he did it in Castang in 3, but I might be mistaken. Hahaha, okay. That's sick. So, her heavy tail sweep grounds them and restands them? Which is kind of sick. Right, okay, so we put down bomb, we do our B&B, special cancels. And then should we just neutral jump heavy to restand them? I think that's the play, right? Oh. Oh, I could juggle them with that? That's silly. Wait. Does this combo... I need to verify this. Oh, do we not? Local versus... Do we have AI? I'm not sure if we do. Let's find out. Yeah, the sound effects are just drowned out, right? Oh, adorable, like, Neo cat girl. So good. Yeah, the... Oh my god, it's real? I think it's real, guys. Oh, I dropped it. There we go. Fucking time to infinite, guys. What do we got? That was less than 20 minutes. That's the Pawpaw Infinite? Okay, well known at this point. All right. Damn! Damn, son! Oh, one of the Pawpaw Infinites. Yo, this character is adorable, though. Playing with the ball of yarn. But yeah, this, like, almost, like, Neo, like, Egyptian... I feel like this would be, like, an Egyptian cat character in an anime. Does it even... It also works as a block infinite? Oh, it even works mid-screen. Oh, I dropped it. There we go. All right, take her to the corner. Oh, the damage too, eh? Oh, pff. Yeah, some of the hit stun is wild. Oh, I should have used... Oh, I didn't have my Genesis on. All right, hang on. Let's go check out Felix. Didn't find the infinite at your local because you like playing Phoenix better. Okay, well, what's our time to infinite for Phoenix? We're at 4:30 here, guys. Ah, all right. Burning Knuckle. We might gotta go to training mode though. Okay, so now we got our special to special cancels, right? Ooh, we got a stagger state off of that. And then obviously he has this other bar where some of his specials will use those stars, right? Damn it. Get thrown. Come on. Armor plus a block move go burr. Dang it. Still taking on all that damage, though. Yeah, yo, you do. You gotta watch out for block and hit stun times. Like, you can end up with... This is how so many fighting games end up with, like, random jab infinites, right? Where you're like, how the hell? Right? And it's just like, nah, little too much hit stun. Little too much block stun. Oh, curses. Damn. Overhead? Nope. Okay, we're good. Yes, especially with good cancel options. Yeah. Come on. Ah! I tried to rush in for the low. Curses. So what I have noticed with some of these, like, I guess grid systems, whatever you want to call them, the kind of tug-of-war systems in these games, in these fighting games, that, like, basically you're fighting for a resource that'll allow you to get a win, but then it doesn't line up with the amount of health you have. So from what I've seen on the pacing for the tug-of-war bar at the bottom here in Void Fury, is that if you control the match, you will have control of the resource when you have your opponent down to health. But as soon as there's too much back and forth, your health totals are so small that you don't get access to the shared tug-of-war resource to do the final thing. So, like, it's almost like, okay, so it like, at first glance, it strikes me as a system that will, like, let the rich get richer. If you are already steamrolling your opponent, you'll be able to kill them with this unique method of killing them. So, like, yeah, how that lines up with the all or nothing, I think that's a good point of question, right? Like, it does provide an all or nothing option, but how often does the gameplay allow you to get to it, right? I wonder if there are maybe one too many steps and one too many requirements, but then there's the ultimate question of, like, how do you balance those so that it's not that the shared resource, it becomes just a battle to earn shared resource end round, right? Like, that's also you want there to be some back and forth in terms of which points of the system you're putting pressure on, right? Yeah, yeah. Whoever gets the hits gets the lead. They get the insta kill, right? And it's like, yeah, that's not always great. Yo, Circle, not only is it the more freedom that you give your players, the more likely they are to break your game to pieces, but it's that the more freedom you give your players to do powerful things means the less interesting choices they're making. Because if it means that you can choose anything and it doesn't really matter, that's not an interesting choice to make. And people tend to, like, I think, get tired of that very quickly. Just as much as there is one very clear answer, and that is the only worthwhile one, right? But yeah, there's a bit of a I guess curse to freedom in some ways, right? Yeah. The Saints Row 4 problem. You're too OP from the get-go, so it's just not interesting. Yep. It's one of the reasons Super Metroid, right, in classic fashion, gives you your power-ups and then takes them away, right? Or like, oh, what is it? Like, yeah, a bunch of the Metroids have done this, right? Where it's like, here is your potential enhanced state. We're gonna show you what that's like, give you a taste, and we're gonna take all that shit away and make you earn it back, right? Yeah, all the primes. Yeah, that's it. All the primes do that, 100%. I guess, yeah, starting with probably Fusion? Yeah, Symphony of the Night. Thank you, Mohas. That's the other one. Yeah, the super decoolerizer ray. That's a great way to put it. Oh, man. That is 100% it. Oh, heck yeah. Please do send the Adam Eve combos my way, man. Fusion doesn't do that? Maybe I am just confusing it with Symphony of the Night in my brain as just like the Metroidvania blob does that to you. Oh man, Circle, look at Eternal Champions for a stark lesson in don't let your Gattlings loop. Yeah. Beware the Eternal Champions, the ECCD pit. You gotta be careful with that, man. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you pull out. All right, my friends. Yo, it has been an absolute delight. Thank you. Yo, thank you everyone for 5 years of Niche Fighter Monday. I just want to take a moment and really say thank you. Thank you. It is so, it makes me smile every week when people are like, more of this. We got a solid group that is kind of built up around Niche Fighter Monday. I appreciate all the homies who come through, like the ones who lurk, the ones who chat. But like, yeah, man, 5 years of talking about and enjoying niche and indie fighting games with the friends has been an absolute blast. And I really hope that I get to keep doing it for 5 more years. Like, I hope that I am fortunate enough to be able to keep doing it with all you folks and with hopefully more people to come. Like, I just would just like to keep building the Digital Basement community and yeah, sharing the love of what I think is great art. Like, genuinely. That is true, Andre. Yes, the laptop arcade player. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. That was a thing. That was such a moment in time. Oh, thank you, my friends. Genuinely. Thank you. It is... Especially when I started out, it was a lot of talking into the void, right? Thankfully, I had my Fantasy Strike friends to keep me company. But like, yeah, it can be tough going out there every week and doing the thing and putting yourself out there. But like like I said, the feedback and the love and appreciation that I get from you folks honestly makes it so worthwhile. Like, every time I will occasionally get like a comment on YouTube or right, like a DM just being like, hey man, like thanks for talking about this. I never would have seen this, that, or the other, right? I have like made friends and stuff like that. It makes me happy. I am glad that folks enjoy it and appreciate it, and I appreciate y'all as well. Right? Yeah. I like 5 years ago, I was the dude being like, "Hey, indie games are cool," right? And now I'm running the Evo Indie Dev Gallery, which is just wild to say the least. I mean, I joked about it last year, but like genuinely, talking some smack on the internet led me to employment. Like, that is pretty amazing. And employment in like doing the things that I really love, like with the genre of game that I really love. So thank you so much. It is. You make it a little easier. Just like the conversations that we've had here in chat have been so fantastic. Like, I strive to kind of present an interesting perspective and maybe make people think and have cool conversations. And y'all also, like, your responses are always making me think. Discussion. It's discussion, not discourse, right? And I think we've hit some really great discussion down here. And yeah, it makes coming out and doing the weekly stream so much easier. Yeah, I collect your kind of people. Yo, that's it. You gotta find your tribe, man. You do. And it's like, you don't think they're out there, but hey, we are. So I'm glad that y'all have managed to find your way down into the basement. One day, man. One day. Hey, we're 5 years in now. When does the Digital Basement get together happen, right? When are we renting out a dingy bar and playing fucking Dankuga next to the 60-year-old regulars drinking, like, what the hell are these kids doing? We're gonna make it happen. All right, friends. I'm gonna be calling it for the day. I need to get some food in my stomach. My tummy tummy do be grumbling. Let's take a quick look and see who is out here doing some streaming. Yo, that's Camp Kuso? Hell yeah, man. That's what we're waiting for. Yes, and then in just over an hour, the judging here for the April Game Jam will end, and y'all will be able to see the reviews. I'm going to try to squeak in a couple more reviews before the deadline drops, but make sure, everyone, that y'all go check them out. There's so many cool games over there. You'll be able to see them all. Just go to that itch.io link. Download some games, check out the reviews, check out the feedback. Developers, brace yourselves and take heart. I really appreciated all the games that I played, and I'm excited to see what you folks manage to make in the future. All right, kids, let's go over and raid. Who do we got to raid? Yo, Bobby is off there playing some 3DS. Some Kid Icarus Uprising. I enjoy me some Kid Icarus. Let's go. And I enjoy me some Bobby. So let's go take a look at them, my friends. Yo, thank you everyone for being here for Niche Fighter Monday. Remember to tune in next week. We are going to do a proper celebration for 5 years in the digital basement. It'll be 5 first to 5s. In 5 different games with 5 different friends. I hope y'all swing through to check that out. We're going to celebrate in style. Until then, everyone, take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourself, be kind to each other, and stay safe out there. I'll see you next time here in the digital basement. Adios, my friends.
Mr. MKL, thank you very much for the raid. How we doing, everybody? I hope you had a really good stream. Hello, everybody. My name is Bobby, and you are happening in on a really good event that we got going on. Retro 3DS Week. 5 days of games captured right on a retro. Well, not retro. I don't know why I'm saying retro. On a actual handheld 3DS. We've been playing through Kid Icarus Uprising for my first time. It has been an absolute blast, and I hope you had a good stream as well. Mr. MKL, good to hear from you again. Yo, Gridlock, how we doing? Welcome to the stream. Jay Cool, thank you very much for the stream. Appreciate the 3DS love. Oh, what's your favorite 3DS game? We played through a lot of them. So the first time we did 3DS Week was 3 years ago when the eShop kind of like closed down. You know, like when it. Yeah, when we could not just get anything new or updated from it anymore. And we played some really cool games. I played through Ocarina of Time 3D for the first time. We played through Rhythm Heaven, played through WarioWare, played through Metroid Samus Returns for the first time. Super, super dope. Played through Castlevania Lords of Shadow for the first time, and that was absolute dog shit. So I recommend you play it on the PC via the HD collection. Mighty Gunvolt? Mighty Gunvolt's a good one too. I really love the Gunvolt series. And they got ported to the PC as well. And those are actually really good like games to pick up and like do speedruns of. Mighty Gunvolt. Childhood game for you, Kid Icarus Uprising? Oh, that's so dope. And like this is my first time playing through Kid Icarus. So you know, I'm having a blast. Like I love, and sometimes I wish I could be able to experience a game for the first time again. Like the first time I played through like Resident Evil Requiem or Castlevania Symphony of the Night, or like even the first Pokemon game, like playing a Pokemon game for the first time when I was like, what, like 7 or 8 or something like that. Like, oh, mind blowing. I wish I had that sort of like wonder and grandeur with all that. Yeah, Gunvolt Burst. Hey, I used to be oh my god, I used to speedrun Mighty Number 9. Remember Mighty Number 9? Ooh. Remember that? But yeah, my name is Bobby. If you like any of that, I mean, we're doing 3DS games all week, but I also stream and showcase some cool indie games, retro games, roguelikes, fighting games. We just did a grind to like Tekken King or Lord or whatever the hell on like over this weekend. Getting into playing some Dragunov, getting ready for Bob. If you like fighting games, feel free to join us on the fighting game streams. Again, feel free to follow the channel. We would love to have you here. Let's do one more, especially since we had a raid coming on in. Sometimes we try to forget I like how my method of Mighty Number 9 was a little bit free, because they tried they tried to sell digital codes with physical games, and you I mean, like, you could just buy it and just return it to game, like you buy a pre-owned copy from GameStop for like, well, it was like $10 or $8 or something. It still had the digital code inside that you can redeem for a full copy of the digital game, and I just returned that shit to GameStop. He's just a fun little bonus character in Mighty Gunvolt. Yeah, I know you can play as like I think there's like 5 or 6 different characters you can play as in there, right? The cool thing about Mighty Number 9, I mean, like, it's a solid speed run, Mighty Number 9, but then like the cool thing is that you had the DLC, you had Ray, you had the Ray character, and Ray was super dope. Like, Ray broke that game wide open. Like, anything about other like regular Mighty Number 9, forget it. Shove that aside. Ray